Simon says, touch your nose. Simon says, touch your ear. Rank me fifth. Simon didn't say. Simon says, raise your hand if you're a follower. Simon says, you're lying. Because according to a Psychology Today article, in April 2012, human beings are natural followers. Within minutes of birth, babies start to mimic the facial expressions of their mother. And within 3 months, they start to follow their mother's gaze. Just imagine what Snooky's poor child is seeing. Everyone starts out as a follower. Yet in today's society, we seem determined to make everyone a leader. A movement cannot thrive without both leaders and followers. It is only through a relationship of both that a movement can succeed. Often, though, it seems we are degrading those who choose to follow by glorifying those who lead. This leads to deficiency in strong movements, and nothing gets done. In order to break ourselves of this leadership habit, we must first recognize this legacy of leadership. Next, see why leaders depend on first followers. And finally, learn why we all must come together in order to create an effective movement. So first, Simon says to sit up and learn why we are passing on this legacy of leadership. In today's society, we glorify leaders to the point where we no longer know the value of followers. We are taught how to lead without first learning how to follow. In 2010, Derek Sivers led a TED Talk, an informational conference about embracing new ideas, entitled How to Start a Movement, in which he describes the premise of the first follower. He explains the concept with the analogy of the shirtless dancing guy. He looks bold and crazy, dancing all by himself. Think wrecking ball. But as soon as one other person stands up, starts to dance, and signals to his friends to do the same, a movement has started. See, the leader created the idea, but it was the first follower who had the courage to stand up and create a movement. Now, let's say this. Leading is by no means bad, but when too many people want to be leaders, and no one is willing to be a follower, nothing can get done. Think of Occupy Wall Street. It was a good idea in theory. Everything was set up so it could work. But because there was no unified leader, but instead many leaders, the movement failed. Sometimes your role in a movement is to be a follower. Sometimes following is the way you can best help a movement succeed. Even though everything in society tells us that leading is the way to fame, even though leadership is taught as strong, courageous, noble, and followership is taught as weak and mindless, Rex Campbell, professor of rural sociology at the University of Missouri, affirms that a good follower is loyal, responsible, patient, honest, cooperative, prepared, and has good communication skills. All qualities we should all be striving for. Now that we see our leadership habit, we'll go on to wait. Simon didn't say. Simon says, we'll go on to examine why leaders depend on first followers. If you were to ask most people, they would say Oprah was a leader, because she is. She has a book club, for goodness sakes. But she's also a follower. She maintains both outlooks at the same time. As the previously cited TED Talk comments, followership is an underestimated form of leadership. First followers become leaders because they're the ones who inspire new followers. In 2002, Oprah started a new segment of her show called Oprah's Favorite Things. Since its inception, many of the products featured on the segment have become wildly popular. A CNBC article titled 10 Products Oprah Made Popular, published in May 2011, explains the Oprah effect. Any product that Oprah mentioned on her show had their online sales instantly skyrocket. This fascinating list includes things like Spanx, Kindle, unfortunately Ugg boots, and even the iPad. When the iPad was first released, reactions were mixed. But Oprah loved it. And when I asked Joan Hoover of Apple Investor Relations, she said, "A promotion from Oprah never hurts. And she might give you a car." Because Oprah was such a powerful first follower, these products are now household names. Now that we see our leadership problem, and how important first followers are, we'll learn how we all have to work together in order to create an effective movement. If you noticed, I walked over here without having to ask Simon first. Leaders like Simon are very important. They are the innovators, the ones who come up with the ideas that then allow us to follow. But when leaders become underappreciative of followers, that's when we start to have an issue. I'm a follower. I thrive under instruction, information, and involvement. Yet many of my friends see me as a leader, even when I'm following someone else's instructions. Because really, I'm just leading them to follow what I follow, which I guess makes me a first follower. And that makes it even more important that I make a conscious decision of who and what to follow. Because I would never want to lead my friends in the wrong direction. Imagine how awful that would be. Imagine how awful that would be. Never follow blindly, or risk becoming like those who followed Adolf Hitler, Vladimir Lenin, Saddam Hussein, Justin Bieber, who blindly followed their cause without knowing its true implications, as opposed to those who followed Dr. Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, J.K. Rowling, Elmo, who influenced the masses and changed the world. When you follow something, you are giving others permission to do the same. So never follow something you don't truly believe in. Like sheep. You know, most people think sheep are dumb. They're the poster child for mindless followers. Well, poster sheep. Sheep are followers, but they're not dumb. They have memorized the voice of their shepherd and only go when he calls. See, sheep are smart. They know who to follow and who not to. Followers have a risky job. They must be cautious of who and what to follow. But when we all work together, leaders and followers, to do something good, we can change the world. So first to the followers. Go out. Find a cause. Find some movement that you're passionate about. Because your support might just be the thing that that movement needed. You have skills to offer and ideas to express. You don't have to start a new movement. Find something that's already out there that you know you're willing to support. And now to the leaders. Be appreciative of first followers. Embrace them as equals. And they will show everyone that you are worth following. Let your followers challenge you. They will have ideas you would never have thought of. Work together. And like Simon says, follow directions, improve listening skills, and pay attention to detail. And we can change the world.